ਵੈਲਕਮ ਬੈਕ ਟੂ ਦਾ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋ। ਅੱਜ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੈਰ ਮੌਜੂਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਮੈਂ ਮੁਫਤੀ ਆਸਮ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਏ ਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ। ਇਹ ਮੁਸਲਿਮ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੜੇ ਰਿਲੀਜੀਅਸ ਲੀਡਰ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਇਹ BCMA ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਮੁਸਲਿਮ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਦੇ ਸਪੋਕਸ ਪਰਸਨ ਵੀ ਨੇ। ਅਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੁਫਤੀ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਸਲਾਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ 'ਚ। ਸੋ ਮੁਫਤੀ ਜੀ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੋ।
Thank you very much.
So I would like to ask you to tell us briefly what's your view and how it should be looked at about the Paris shootings and whatever happened there on the cartoons. How do we define it in Islam?
I think there's no doubt in the minds of mainstream Muslims that the Paris shootings were, it was a very unfortunate event. It was tragic, and whenever there is an attack on human life and there is a cause for unrest in a community, and whenever people feel that their safety has been snatched from them, it is something for every community to be extremely concerned about. And that's exactly what happened with these shootings. Now, the shootings were part of a whole drama that unfolded over a couple of days, and the way it ended with the hostage crisis and people in a marketplace being killed, and all of the disarray and all of the commotion that this caused, not only in the city of Paris but all around the world. We can safely say that the people who perpetrated that attack were not thinking about what they are actually doing, and they were not aware of how badly they were going to damage Islam and the image of the Muslims all around the world. This is why we have to reinforce the fact that we need to work with the laws that we have within the scope that we are allowed to work. We cannot take things into our own hands, write our own laws, and implement them in the way that we want. No country allows that. If you're in a Muslim country, they also have laws. You need to work within that scope, that framework.
How does Islam explain living in a non-Muslim country, how to follow the laws or rules of that? What does Islam say about it?
Well, the Quran states quite plainly that fulfill your treaties and your pledges. When a person goes to any country, Muslim or otherwise, you're basically entering into a contract with that country. They are giving you that visitor visa or student visa, business visa, or that temporary residence, permanent residence, based on some terms and conditions that you must abide by. And if you abide by those conditions, you're welcome to stay for the period that is stipulated. And if you do not abide by them, then you're not welcome to stay. That is a general principle that's applied to any pledge, contract, treaty that a Muslim enters into. And this immigration process is no different. We have to come to grips with the fact that if we want to bring about change, even if we think the world needs change, we need to bring about that change with the legal means that we have available to us, not illegal means.
The other thing I would like to ask, why this extremism, when done by Muslims, or when these terrorists are Muslims, it is always labeled as Islamic terrorism. But why is not, when like what happened in Oklahoma, there was a Christian person who blew that building of the FBI. So at that time, nobody talked about like a Christian terrorism. Why is it about the Muslims, and suddenly people have to defend from the Muslim community, have to come out and defend, or why it is labeled with Islam?
I personally don't blame people for doing that, for the simple reason that whoever is doing it, they're doing it in the name of Islam. They're doing it with the presentation that this is my duty as a Muslim to do this. My religion is asking me to do this. This is the impression they're giving to people. It's because of that people say, oh, okay, so these are Islamists, or these are Islamic terrorists or Muslim terrorists. That's why the name of Muslims comes up over and over again. If these were Muslims, for example, who went and did a robbery because they wanted money, I don't think their name as Muslims would come in the discussion, because it's a totally monetarily motivated act. But here, it's like a religiously motivated, ideologically motivated act, so the name of Islam comes up.
Yeah, and certainly when the Christians do this, or some other people from other religions, they do this thing, they don't do it in the name of their religion. So that's why that religion is not labeled, and it is because of this thing. Another thing, living in these countries outside, which are not the Muslim countries, so how a Muslim is supposed to keep his identity also and integrate in the system?
Islam, like any other religion, has its own specific and distinct features. And those features are manifested, are displayed through its people, through their beliefs, their worships, their behaviors, their etiquettes, and the way that they do things, the system of morals and ethics that governs them. We believe that it is possible to maintain all of that while living in a country like Canada, because the country does not ask you to let go of your beliefs or let go of your worships or let go of your morals and ethics, as long as you are staying within the framework, the legal framework of the country, and you're not causing a disruption to the society. I strongly believe that it is very possible for a Muslim to preserve their identity while being an integral part of society, being a productive citizen of the society, and giving great contributions to the people around them. They can be wonderful neighbors, they can be wonderful professionals or businessmen, all while preserving their identity. And that's the beauty of Islam. When we take this out, if we were to take Islam out of that and make it something that cannot be preserved, then we have taken away, we have stripped Islam from its universality. We have stripped Islam from its ability to be implemented in any scope and in any setting. So it's a part of Islam that it can be implemented while being harmonious with other systems and other people.
So in the end, I would like to ask you if you have a message for the youth, Muslim youth living in this country. So what would be the best message that you think you would like to give to those people?
My first request to my brothers and sisters would be to get familiar with your religion. And familiarity from the intellectual perspective of learning about it, but also from the sentimental perspective of getting close to it. Get familiar with it. Bring it close to your heart. Because I've always approached Islam as a solution to problems. I initially started studying Islam because I was looking for solutions for myself and my fellow schoolmates. That's what took me to religion to that extent. So your solutions are there, but you need to bring it close to your heart, and you need to learn about it. The second thing is, don't be shy to practice it. The world climate is what it is, and it continues to shift and change. But only those people are remembered that endure the circumstances. Those people that give in to the circumstances are seldom remembered by history.
Thank you very much, Mufti Sahab. It was a pleasant talk with you.